the bedroom voice? Has it always been like this? Like, how did you sing with this voice? Was it soprano?
I was an alto singer.
Okay. So you have always had this bedroom voice.
I don't know how it ended up being the bedroom voice that you are referring to, but this is me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So I was going to now ask, like, you started in finances, in finance,
Mhm.
and then ended up in health.
Um, I did work public service,
Oh,
public service
okay.
in financial services.
Okay.
So it wasn't exactly finance.
Oh,
Working with the public service, handled regulatory finance. But I've always kind of been attracted to all things health and wellness. And I remember many years ago, my husband traveled out of country and came back with a video from Professor Lorraine something. It was titled Diseases Don't Just Happen. And after watching that thing, it just helped me understand that we are responsible for our state of health.
wow.
And that if it was to be, it was up to us. A lot of things contribute to a state of wellness. And it's little things that we do on a daily basis, habits, diets, different types of things, lifestyle,
Yeah.
and that the areas that you can control, if you don't control them, something that, bottom line, everybody at any point in time that you see, when you look at what's going on, there's something that's out of balance. And if you do some questioning, you find out, okay, they're doing too much of this and too little of this. You know, everybody is, it's like that. If you can be intentional about trying to strike a balance, everything that's should do,
Mm.
your chances of remaining healthy higher. And so for me, it was kind of okay, one day you're going to retire from this thing you're doing. What would you like to do when you're no longer doing this? And I knew it would always be something along the lines of wellness, whatever capacity.
Hmm. Well, because when we talked, immediately I dropped the call.
Yeah.
I called a a 50 plus year old lady
Yeah.
to tell her that to allow her that for free, let me give you this quick session. So I told her that I just finished a call with a lady who is going deep into her life purpose. And what exactly are you doing with your own life purpose? Like, I've always known her to be afraid of her husband.
Yeah.
Like, if I should go into my life purpose, what will happen to my husband? I just want to stay behind him. I just want to be there, submissive. So it's like women have these issues with, they have issues with like, if I go all out there to pursue my purpose, will I still remain submissive to my husband?
It can be a bit of a challenge if you don't know, and I'm saying this with some, I want to be careful how I put this out.
Hmm.
You need to know who you married.
Hmm.
If you're married to somebody who is not self-secure in who he is, then he might have a problem with you being successful in your own personal adventure. But if you marry to somebody who encourages you to do you,
Hmm.
then there's no reason why you shouldn't.
Hmm.
And then in any case, is what you're doing working at cross purposes with
So are you guys going in the same direction?
exact.
Hmm.
It also matters
Hmm.
because you can't be a couple and be,
Going in
doing
different
going in totally
directions.
different directions. It's not, it should be complementary. It makes life a lot easier
Easier.
because then you can each help each other do one thing. I mean, look at what has happened here to
Yeah, it was able to.
yes. Yeah.
You're right. The way he was able to, but wait, I'm tempted to go back to Pastor again, but how do you guys balance the energy level? Like, how do you guys balance the dynamics? How? Because I know that you are very quiet, but you are loaded. He is also loaded. He so I asked that who is more stubborn? I know that with respect to Pastor is stubborn, and I know that you are likely to be stubborn to but in a silent way. So how
You can't
who is
have
more?
who's more stubborn. That would be me. It's just that it's not obvious.
So nobody gets to know.
It's not obvious. I'm more
So they
stubborn.
just pick him.
So he's the
Is it
he's the
scapegoat?
he's the scapegoat. He tends to take it all on behalf of both of us. He's the one that people see, but I actually think I'm more stubborn.
So how do you balance the energy? Because I know you are also like visionary, you are also like driven, you are also very powerful. He is also very powerful. Having two powerful people in a home, yeah, they are the same, but how do you get to
You can't have two captains in the boat. You have to know who is the captain
mm,
of which boat. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier. There's got to be some level of complementarity.
yeah.
What each of you brings to the table, how do you make it work together?
Did you guys have a sound discussion before getting married? Even because the way you guys went about parenting, like stirs up a question within me. Like, did you guys have a proper discussion? Did you guys discuss it, or are you saying that that level of sameness really helped a lot? That you didn't really need to talk that much before he didn't need to talk that much before you knew what he was talking about. You like it was very easy for you guys to understand each other.
I think a lot of it was discovered along the way
Okay.
as we kind of figured out things we didn't like, things we liked, things we didn't want to see happening with our kids, things we wanted to see happening with our kids, and if these are things we want, how do we make that happen? So these were as we went along, we were making it up, but we knew what we wanted anyway.
Mm.
So it was just a methodology that was picked up along the way.
So for a woman to achieve her purpose in life, she should just get married to a man um that is not insecure, that doesn't have any kind of insecurity.
Truth, truth be
Mm.
told, it's important because it would always be an issue.
Okay.
It's the same thing as when you find situations in which a man doesn't earn as much as his wife.
Yeah.
That too causes a lot of problems.
Yes. Are you
If
saying that happened?
it happens, if a man,
No. Did that
it's
happen?
it's with us, it's a lot of the time.
Please tell me about that.
I am I had a stable job
Yeah.
and a regular salary.
Yes, and he is on his own
And
as an
then
architect.
the day there's no money, there's no money.
So how did you guys survive? Because that means that you earn more than him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we had a common project, our home.
Okay.
It's when you start to see things as this is my money, this is my money, that there are things that need to be solved. Who has money at that point in time gets the job done.
Oh, okay.
Who has the money that, for instance, if you want to get a bank loan,
Yeah.
it's a salaried person that can attract a loan.
So it's your salary that will be used. Your account
It will
that
be
will be
my account
used.
that will be used. But it also means when we're paying back, if he has money, he's dropping in my account and you know, but
Okay.
I'm the one that can get the loan because I have a steady income.
Yeah.
I could easily have said, no, so I won't have a salary.
Yeah. You didn't
But
say
that's
it.
the thing. It didn't come into play because we both wanted it. It's because of what we wanted to do that we got the loan in the first place. And so it was the case of how, before we even took the loan, how are we going to pay it back?
Okay.
If this is what I earn, can this, you know? So it's no, it was, sorry,
Sorry.
they keep making the debits.
Yeah.
Quite all right.
Yeah.
But he would also, okay, this chunk of money has come in, push it into, push it in. push it in. And that's because we have an understanding that we want to achieve this. You get?
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of who's,
I think I know what happened. Pastor is a little bit like he doesn't like it down to the kobo, down to every kobo. Would you say that was also responsible? Like he was very
but he's meticulous with accounting for funds,
yeah,
which I'm not. I'm more of a there's
liberal.
money there. Yeah, let's do this.
Let's
Let's
spend
do
it.
that. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, I'll get it somehow. That's me, you know. But he's like, if you have this money, what exactly are you gonna do with it? I kind of, as we move along, okay, there's this thing. Let's do I have money? Let's he would have planned ahead of this is what he's going to do with money when it comes.
Wow, that's a leader. Ah, now I know why he was able to command your respect because you are a powerful lady. And for him to be able to command that much respect, then, oh, it's always
He's always like 10 steps ahead.
right. This human relation stuff, how? Like you are good at it.
I don't know why or how it happens, but I kind of do have a way with people. People feel comfortable with me.
Is it because you are quiet? Are people even aware that you have a kind of energy you're just packed somewhere, like you just like being at the background? Are they
I think
aware?
those that know me do know that.
Okay.
Those that know me know that. That she doesn't talk doesn't mean she doesn't have anything to say. If you want to hear, go and press her buttons. She'll drop it.
So people are always running away from like stepping on your toes.
Sort of. It's usually you. I mean, over the years, I've heard comments like,
Nobody wants to offend
I
you.
don't want to offend that woman.
That quiet woman.
I don't want to offend that woman. Such that sometimes I've done something to her. That's why she responded the way she did. She must have done something to her. I like to position myself in a place where I would have to keep begging the mother. Less likely you have to enter that situation.
So you get to study people a lot.
I do. Can I watch? I do.
So what can you say about me?
You are passionate about what you do. You like it and you do whatever it takes to get it.
Ah, that's true.
That is
That's true. So you must have studied me. What was it with you and breast cancer?
I was diagnosed with breast cancer and eventually got treated for it.
Okay.
It was an interesting journey for me. It blindsided me from the viewpoint of me being somebody who not only tried to be careful about managing my state of wellness, but for someone who always encouraged other people to be deliberate about their health. I now had cancer. How did that happen? How did I miss it? How did I position myself? You know, so I went through it and I learned a lot from that whole journey. I'm in remission now. I know I don't want it to come back, but I know other people also don't want to have ever have cancer or to go through cancer and have to repeat the process. And so I decided, well, since you've always been kind of that way inclined, why not do something about it? In the process of trying to help others, you're helping yourself anyway,
Oh.
because then you have to hold yourself accountable, or at least you would have them to hold you accountable. It's one thing for you to say that, but then they're watching you too. So if you're not walking the talk, it's a problem.
Mm.
So in the process of trying to ensure that you're walking the talk and getting the benefits, it's then some self-motives. I want to be sure that I am doing something and have eyes on me as well.
Mm. So what keeps you going?
I don't know. I just wake up every day. I know I'm alive today. Yeah. What do we do with today? That's just me. I like helping people.
So how did pastor take it?
How would anyone take it?
Yeah.
Man, it was a big blow. It was a big blow. And what was even more tough about it was the fact that at the time I got the diagnosis, it wasn't even on this side of the world.
Oh.
My the three men in my life were on the other side of the world. I was alone on this side, and all three of them were in Canada.
Mm.
And you know how it is. It's one thing for you to hear it when you're together. It's another thing for you to hear it on the other side, and you can't do anything about it from where you are.
Yeah.
So it was tough.
Mm. So what did you do when you heard?
Well, I had suspected
Okay.
and pushed to be sure that what I thought was not, you know. So the moment I got the diagnosis, it was now, okay, what do I do next? All the resources I can see around me here, I wasn't,
Comfortable.
I didn't really have much confidence in them.
Mm.
So I now started searching where would I go to get kind of treatment I think I should get that I could trust. So I left Ibadan, I went to Lagos, and I found a place that made a whole lot of sense. And because at one point I'd even considered packing up and leaving the country to go get treated.
Yeah.
But that would have been a last resort if I
Okay.
couldn't find anything I could trust.
Yeah.
The place that's just beautiful. So there was no need to leave the country. So that's what I did. But before I informed my family, I made sure I had done all my findings, got the first diagnosis, and got a second opinion, and
Yeah.
had run all the tests, and
Mm-hmm.
the results were staring me in the face. Okay, this is what it is. That was when I told her.
Mm. So you are like a very strong woman inside.
I'd like to think I am. I think so.
Mm. What was like the secret?
Life, life happens to you, and you decide how you want to respond to it.
Mm.
You either crumble under it as a victim, or you get up and say, "Hey, look, life continues, hits the road." And for me, I'm more of a I'd rather happen to life than life
Yeah.
happen to me.
I like that.
It kind of gives you, puts you in the driver's seat.
And it reminds me of what you said about pastor that is like 10 times ahead. So I think the definition of happening to life is like being 10 times ahead of life.
Yeah, probably. You want to be proactive about
Yeah.
life.
Mm.
See possible things that may come and see what you can do to ensure that you mitigate those things before they even land.
Yeah. Like, are you also a pastor?
I would like to answer and say I am married to a pastor.
So you're a pastor's wife.
I am
So we should not call you Pastor Ajuma.
preferably not.
Sorry? Preferably not. Pastor would not like to hear this.
It's not about
Pastor would like to call you Pastor Ajuma. Okay. So you are starting a faith-based organization?
Yeah, I'm hoping to start a support group for people going through cancer. I had an experience a few days after I had my surgery. A lady was brought in to me to help this talk with because she was literally petrified. And by the time I was done with her, she held my hands and she was so thankful. And she said, "You know what? Thank you so much. I think I can do this. I think I can. I can fight now. I'm
Ah,
ready."
please wait. What exactly did you use? What were the magical words you used? Someone
So
just
that
heard of a diagnosis and then you said something and then the woman is
I I think I started up asking her why she came to the hospital in the first place. What
okay.
brought her to the hospital? She had that she felt she had cancer, she had stuff, and and so she came to the hospital.
Yeah.
And why did you come to the hospital? What alternatives did you have? She said, well, that she will be treated. Okay, so you're in the hospital right now. What exactly is she going to come out of this alive? I asked her, are you going to die one day or the other, sometime in the future? All of us are going to die.
Mm.
She said, yes, but I said, okay, if you don't get treated, will you die?
Mm.
Yeah. What exactly are you scared of? You know, she kept quiet and it's like, well, you stand to lose either way. If you take treatment, what are the possibilities? If you don't, what are the possibilities? So really, what you're doing is trying to decide which of the possibilities
Yeah,
you
yeah.
would rather.
More comfortable in.
And then I described, I think surgery was what was next on the line for her. And I think she kind of felt she was not going to come out of surgery. And so I told her a story of my own experience there because I got into the theater and I noticed these two huge lamps that had a number of bays of 15 bulbs inside. Long and short of it, the total number of bulbs there, 180. And I remember cracking the joke that you need a whole 180 bulbs just to see what you're doing. And she was just looking at me. I said, yeah, like you count. I said, like 15 in each of the sections, and there's six of those in each of those big rooms. And that I went ahead to ask them if I could watch surgery, and they said, I said it wasn't fair that they get to have all the fun, and I can't join them. That I didn't think that was fair. Okay, so if I can get to watch, at least give me something fun to do wherever you're sending me to while you're doing what you're doing. That it had to be. Let's agree on this. It had to be. The standard had to be nothing less than 5 stars with a rooftop swimming pool. And that we all cracked jokes, and they said, no, we'll do that, we'll give you 7 stars. And then she started laughing. I said, yes. And I did that for 2 reasons. I wanted to go out smiling.
Where did that idea come from? It just came
When I was there, yes,
because that's very, very
it did. It did. And I also felt that if they went into surgery, they approached whatever they were doing with me.
wow, that's mental health.
So, well, I had done a certification many years back,
Okay.
2017, in integrative nutrition and wellness coaching.
Oh,
And one of the things that they talked about was the power of the mind.
wow.
And so I knew I needed to create that space in my head that would enable me to go through.
Mm, mm.
time I did, I was done with all of this. She smiled and said, "Oh, don't worry. Theater is kind the people there had good hands. And it was a lot of fun just going on. That was the last thing I remember anyway before I woke up.
Went off.
Intensive care. So
I have like three more questions to ask. I guess we just go on a short break.
okay.
How far, guys? How about the audio? Eh? Mr. Allah?